esuni omamu nsam ne amahodo so dia wosamufo wason so eno ene nanwumre yaje adwa anuanum yenu yede ebesomo ye kai mo se kase boy eye this way chocolate drink de ohia any ensu she afei special ice ensu papa ya abedwa so a eno ene wiase afa na nyina obia enom epapo de ne papa no ya na wapedi anonom eno eda nchen a ye wo special drinks ye wo cola apple ginger strawberry na salt wahodo bebre mpa chaw enkwada ya bie suku ya ye kwati ya covid pebi esishom bagim mo franco school no anom enya apomodene epapa kase boy na yesa kai mo se wo hwe ene anwumre yi ye ntade ya ehyen ya matade ehyen eye Janice clothing wo mo ene pa matade e maame wo mo number 0242643168 saso ena Justy Fashion e pam Akosua de a wo no so number eye 0267968838 wonom ena ame ye ho ayefa yete hanwumre ensam no de adi mu akotene bi
ene Supreme Court ko asetena ema owura esi edunkatia wono eko na okwakoye dansini ni nsam ahodo bi a wode ekoye no wayi bi ato ewu
na sasoso enene wo Supreme Court ho ano Yera Frank Davis ya wogina mu eka na Dankwa Akufo Addo lawyer for no eduru se wo mototo Yera Johnson esi edunkatia bi sana asem a nyam nam kasama JGM eno se ene open ye wa ha nkasama na o de die court
na aloyafo a womu ejina mu ede ema enka ne mampanyi John Dramani Mahama abra womu ne nsentrofo kasa na omu kire se ori ase edunkatia wo hwe na danse a wode eba ye na obedie no a ni nyina no nya goro na omu bedie ena emu nye hwe sa ensem wo papa
won sanfufro mu no Speaker of Parliament ade ato edwa se Rashid Bedwafo no ebi anyinya covid ni bi ebi so de omo ho tetete eni omo eye test no edi yi lelu agora wo mo fa ha no omo so afa ha na so obehwa mo maye
owura Mahama ayarega so de nsem ekoye ekokoto ho ema sede Rashid Bedwam no wo mo ehweye no wo mo ekire se nyade o beje atumi na ye school fees won nsem a eno so eye nsem a ye de ebremu
asoafo ahodo amampanyina bo wonum din sede ye nyina ye nim no ye pa badwako ni atoto wonum anompanyifo che se February bosome de toso du obefi sa asetina nase
say union a wo mo ehwe ahyenso no che se wo mo bete tax force wa protocols wa ye si eni so se de be ya covid-19 ya de besi ano kwan no wo mo ahwe amano akoso
sana coronavirus vaccine abano European Union de ato edwa se wo mo behwe na oma control ni export no kwa eko no omo dwene oma de hye ho kane ansa na oma bia de kan aba
ensempi ka ho ne de bramo wo kase boy mu akenkan fo ye me Akosua Sarpong mene
ama Sarpong Kumankuma Gyasi afei yenhwe ensam no ankasa ye ko ensam ni mu dia lawyer baako a wogina mu ema Ghana mampanyi na Dankwa Akufo Addo wo Supreme Court abato ho mansotwe a akwakoda ho na mpanyifo atenasi etie mu no Yewura yi sori gina adaka mu ya wo bisa Owura Johnson esi edunkatia twetwefo de ma NDC ye na due wo kogina sedansini wo asam a na ekoso nim se wo bisa na asam a Yewura Johnson esi edunkatia asimiwura my lord Pacho nyamnam kasama JDM min kasama no no se na papa o jedi ayi court ha won kasama no a ubedi adanse ayede.
You all saw the proceedings in court. We started by the second respondent objecting to offending paragraphs in the witness statement of Johnson Asiedu-Nketia, the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, on whose ticket the petitioner John Dramani Mahama stood as his presidential candidate to contest the December 7, 2020 elections. Out of 10 offending paragraphs, the court graciously admitted 3 of the paragraphs to remain, and 7 of the offending paragraphs were removed in part, but 1 of them was totally expunged from the witness statement. When Mr. Johnson Asiedun Ketia took to the witness box, he remained largely evasive. Every question that was posed, his immediate response is that I do not speak for the petitioner. This is someone who in paragraph 2 of his witness statement has stated clearly that he was in court to end or lend aid to the petition filed by petitioner. How can you come to court as a witness for a party, and when you are asked questions in court, your response is that I don't speak for the petitioner? Then why are you in that court? Why are you then in the court? He thinks he can be as elusive and invasive as he was in 2013. This time around, he will not be lucky. Now, it is very instructive to let all Ghanaians know that the one person who filed the petition, which is John Dramani Mahama, has refused, failed, or neglected to sign onto a witness statement.
Abra nana adodanko ekufu ado na lawyer fo ikasa wiye no na enka ne mampanyi John Dramani Mahama so lawyer fo wo mo na de nsem no kopie mu wo court wo mo so ebegina simpie so henam so ema Dr. Dominic Ayeni wo no so ebe kasa na o chese ensem a odansini ede court ni nyina no hwa anya gro bi na omudie wo hwa nsem no mu a enye petesa ensem ne mu odu na ensem no so omu onyina so eno nti wo ma amma court se wo mo de Ghana fo ba bedi agro anase court no mo ba no abese ne brekeke ne mum wo mo ba na wo mo de nsem no poti se de sitie no aba ba chenti nsem wo mo de ko ne de emu odu pa.
Today was very eventful, and I'm sure when you watch the proceedings you came up with the impression that the John Mahama team brought a solid case to the Supreme Court. In fact, when we filed the petition, it was being bandied about all over the place that our petition was empty, that it had not disclosed a reasonable course of action. Well, today was your answer. I am sure you saw vividly the evidence that was being led by the General Secretary. We have not yet concluded the hearing, and so I will not comment on the merits of what he said. But I'm sure you are all witnesses, and you know that this is not an empty case. Now, let me correct one misrepresentation, very deliberate and gross misrepresentation that lawyer Frank Davis, my very good friend, has made this afternoon. He sought to give the impression that we came to court because we wanted a relief to the effect that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama be declared the winner of the election. I am sure, as ladies and gentlemen of the press, you have read our petition. Nowhere have we sought that relief from the court. What we have sought from the court is very simple and may be summarized in two. First, we want the unconstitutional conduct of Jean Mensah to be held to account. Secondly, we want the court to declare that none of the candidates met the threshold requirements of Article 63, Clause 3 of the Constitution. That is the crux of our case. And that is the case that we have sought to make in court today with the witness statement of the General Secretary of our party. Now, it is far from being the case that John Dramani Mahama himself must testify in this matter. He has filed a petition. He is entitled as of right under the law to call witnesses in aid of his case, and that is what he has done. In 2013, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo never testified. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, if you have evidence, that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo testified, please bring it to us. He did not testify. He called witnesses to testify on his behalf. So is it the case that when it comes to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the law must change and compel him to testify? I am surprised that a senior lawyer of Frank Davis' stature is confusing petitioner with witnesses that the petitioner calls.
Yamoshi yanko PM wo mamra shebedwa fie na PM ote adwamu mra shebedwamu eye owura Aban Sumana Gbagben wo de atu edwa se mra shebedwamu ho wo mu ankasa sesei wo mu nkwanda esanimu enkofo atete covid ni bi mra shebedwafo ni bi nso aya asobrache se wo mu a test wo mu wo fie ho ni di kwane agro wo mba na ene ade achi wo mu mba yenyo mu test wo na so wo ye speaker edi obehwe amasafo ni nyina edimra so na yatumi ya test wo nom eno eda nchen a wo ka ni pre nye pre mfa wo se ye nedua ekura wo wura mra shebedwa fie no sempifo no bo ho pilelo agro ne we kura we mu we ko wono na gina ho de nani ebo san ye ne nsa sei montete montam ansa na mashebedwafo no wo montete wo montam ti ya no mo kura wo mu rafi wo ho nti se de wadi kan majority da edikan aka no wo mu nye save e wo fie ho kura enti mu amose monye no mo hwe na mo nkoye na ntimi fa mesa wo.
We are not all safe. Even in the House, some members are afflicted by COVID-19. You may not know who the person is because of the protocols, issues of confidentiality. We are not disclosed those who are now COVID-19 positive. But we have some of us in that category. And so members should take the protocol seriously. In fact, when I was entering, I myself had to signal some members to respect the physical distancing. The physical distancing protocol. And I saw them immediately move apart. So members should take it serious. The numbers started slowly and it is rising. I don't want to be compelled next week to read out the names of those who haven't complied with the directive. And so this is the last call I want to make on members, because the team from the Noguchi Institute will be available on Monday and Tuesday. Today, Monday and Tuesday, they are attending basically to the staff, both parliamentary and support staff. So I expect that we should take advantage of the 3 days and get tested, not just for your good, but for the good of all the members of your family, your friends, and your colleagues here in the House. So please, that should be the last call I will make.
Afe yenko Supreme Court ho ensensem ni say petition a nkane mampanyi John Dramani Mahama de akono enne wo mo ekwa asesa na lawyer fo no wo ma be ka brofo bebre kwa ye kwa homa ne so na ye ne champion TK lawyer Tweneboa Kodua ye ne no enkasa na onkyere ye ono de court wo wote wo pa eba TV so aya na ye hu se wote wo a watwe ne pen ene ne paper wo kyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm no ono pɛ ena obetimi akyere mu ama yahwefo nyina so ate ase champion TK mpacho me mo adwo
ya na efiani ana
champion Akosua ni
hey Akosua
champion TK
na umfa kele we no ma ana yo ana
champion yo waka mo biati
ani ma yi kele we no ma twa san obiante
ai champion ye twam a wadaroma ye nhwe ene ya tese ye se eye oresi edu nketia ne witness statement and I say ne nsɛm a wɔde kɔɛ ne bi wɔ hɔ a yɛyi ato agu ɛna aka bi yɛsi yɛyi bɛ sense bi ato agu aka miɛnsa nkrɔfo bisa na yɛ de esan sɛ mo brɔfo no yɛn hyɛ da enya adeɛ wɔ mu nti ɛna wadawroma ya mo akɔtena hɔ nti we de akyekere mu.
Oh, okay, you Akosua me that say di kan no say eno na wo bisa de a we see the nketia no of file a witness statement say odi adanse
yeah
e de ama John Dramani Mahama enti no nansanenne na of filing a witness statement 27th ya da be Akosua
dika ya na nansa
aha na wo hwe ne witness statement na paragraphs na ye maako saa be se aduasa
enson
dabi ebrosa eye aduanan mienu aha ne paragraphs na ye aduanan mienu na ordinary dance enso so aka ho the friend say exhibits no ha ne oba ye na court ma ni sai so we dance ni aba be sai nti wo sai wie no na wo say lawyer di nanim na ordinary asem no dan court no e ka so the asem na dan court na so we kan the asem no be fa no court registry atemuafo no so omote no bia so e wo docket e bi da so na so e wo se e fa sa bamre kwa so anke be ka se wo ye nyankuma de wo se ye hu nyankuma de na agitum eni nti lawyer be di wanim na wa ma ya di atum se wadansie nie sa dansie no nka kane na nke no be ye unkuru boro no eno de lawyer de be di wanim na wa mo abo unkuru tenten nanso so ne ye di bibia ba ye say case management mu no ye say file a witness statement je say wo dansie no wa se manka wo ba be kan bibiri no ena tro ni nyina gu krata so na so wo dansie bi wo ho a say bi akrata bi video bi audio bi anase object bi na o de abata ho na de abeto court nanim nti wo lawyer medi wadim tenten ono de ne de ane so oba o beda wadi de a kire court no na wa ma court na te ase se wadanse a wo de ba eni na court no so agi adanse na tu no ye brofocus be kan se wa adopt wa sem no witness statement no se ena ye evidence in chief ena je se ye wo nkuro bona nkasa onu wi a na afei lawyer for na omundi wafa no ana se oni na ode na ba court no se oni lawyer no abetoto ano ye friend say cross examination enti na de ekoba ye na muhu ye no ebra ode na asem no to omanim wie ye no owura kodampa odi kai ama court na te ase se o asem ka efa na witness statement no ho
okay
o si ebi wo ho a ensese court no ema no gina se eya danse if ebi wo ho a enya danse a yagitum na Akosua menka we se ye man yi ne o man bia mu no ye won hyehyɛ wo kwan a ye fa so a ye gi adanse
okay
adanse ne bi wo ho a ye se e wo se eye e wo se ya adanse a ehu hia asem na ye die no e wo se adanse na ehu hia
ana e fa ho
e fa ho mo you see we are lawyer no
eh
e ho nkwan na wanya no enti no e relevant and brofo no relevancy afei or say admissibility say adanse a yetimi gitum adanse bi wo ho a yengintum
okay
ha e wo ho mbra wo ho adanse bi wo ho a yengintum na e wo say sa test ni nyina no wo pass ansa na adanse na baba ya adanse nti owura kutampa so re no ena obobo ne paragraphs no bi ndi se de mo ka se ka miensa pe no anka miensa pe sa ena me megina ha meye plus and minus maka se yi du ena ka numa na asese emu mamenka emfua se ne nsem no bi wo ho a owura kutampa be ka se asem no bi wo ho a nyina na asem na enyina mompani Mahama asem o de beto court na nim no
okay
Rebecca said it's not born out of the pleadings na emranche shemu no wasem na ade beto court na nim no ebi a wo say Akosua agimisika a agimisika na no onfama de ma me oso onfama me ɛna ade abeto court nti court nim sika ma afi ubetia na onka ka Akosua agye ho afi de na wodi adanse fa ka ho se no de mfa asem no ho nti esa na yese sa asem na adanse na ode ba no eno no nka wa sentence na ode ba court no nti eno sa na ye ma o medi sa asem ye ma o medi sa adanse no ebi se esa na ete se wato wunua no omfumtuo yesi mfumtuo nso so hoi ekum kra na court nso so makwan e ma wontu sa mfumtuo no nti sa wodi bibi na eba court o se ebeda court ani ti me ba court o se me hunu asem a ye de abome na obedi hu adanse nye se obedura na asan ka wasem foforo bi adeba pa so hore ya te ase sa na o se adanse no bi nso so ho a o se kasa no nye kasa a eho ete sa na metimi a kira se otwi mu o se e scandalous na court nso so ye wasem bi o ho a ye ka no ho o se kasa bi o ho a ye ka no court e bi o ho a ye nka no court ndi so oba na be kasa asem na enkanka se efa obi ho a na esan se enye asem a court gitum no ye fa ne se eye mremu kasafi nti na me use me na mama na sa technology no enti no ono so se kasa ne bi o ho a ho nti onyim frim ana afi o se kasa ne bi nso o ho a woye ona wo de puna bi ato judge for no trim yemfa ne se bi Akosua me no anya asem asema ye die emfa ebi abusu asem ho o se Akosua na damfo pa ne prince enti na ne oye program a prince efre tike ma no na sanke bi anke ye de one ne ye program mi hu ne ya enka onye sa na chese de o di puna bi ato ajagefo ni trim se akoye se o chese oye obi a oyi ayipamu a bi a nso so wonni hu adanse bi enti no kan se sa asem no so no asa o di puna bi ato ajagefo ni trim nti eye prejudicial enti no o record no se sa emiamia no yentwitwam se Akosua se mo time a mo yenya news ni nyina kana me mo no baako na nso binim se sa abre no ni ho ebi se na mentime nka se do so ye nso na ewa animu ene bia nso me kan se be kira se maakoma
tike wadaroma de eda manim ye paragraph 6 paragraph 7 paragraph 25 paragraph 26 paragraph 28 paragraph 30 and paragraph 37
nti waboye sa plan so no no we bisa on se sa paragraph si nyina no se woti free 42 no mu a e ka 3 ana
there be
nti de hia pa ne se esan se court na yi ni nyina free mu ne nti no e ho kura hia ma ye nkomo yi papa e bi se court na yi ho ni nyina free mu nti o yi ni nyina free wan so no be yi free mu no owura chachi kata nso so e kasa e che na dwen ni nti a osisi sa ni nyina na wo se court no mani nyina na ni nyina ho hia sabra me ka say na electoral commission for lawyer so de wakase ni ono na asem ni etia o say asema ni nua akotu ampa o kan ye no say ye montungu ni entwitwa sa paragraphs no no ono na ya adwen ono ye de dia o kan ya no na paragraphs so nye ni nyina na o say ye ntungu ebi o ho a o say efa bi wo ho a ye nyi ntwitwe me ma example ba bi wo ho a unse red city nkatia ne witness statements no o twere ba bi se ewraje mensa asena o pentemwa na wabua o the results na ba na waba be yi na do dankwa Akufo-Addo efi se one na Akufo-Addo dankwa yire ebo abusia na obobo abusia nti na chese sa abusia boni nti na oye ne oye no on se ehodo sa no nya ade a court be so but what the make us anti no so oye anu yi o cheche ni nyina mu nti ye wie ye no the court so bua ye ne se ebi wo ho a omo ne owura kotompa oye adwen nti di omo ne ye adwen no na we say ye ho ne ye montungu di one na nya adwen no so na atena efa one ne nya adwen no ebi wo ho a o se efa bi one ho no na o se manentena bi so ha o se ye nyintumu enti ye yi ni nyina mu
enti na champion meti de wo kana si ya na ensemfua no a wo mo eba be yi wo ma no e wo court no e de to court no anim se we de enko onyim free ho no emu ebi na court no agitu mu saa e na aka eno bi
Enua no aka no.
Medase.
Enua pepe no aka. Nti ese Akosua se wunya o pitre na wi mu nkasa nyina anza no ware no. Sa pepe na court ne ye ne nti yi bi firi mu. Na de aka no na afi enua kwakọ ya danse. Na je sa afi de nsem bia mbebisa no bia no so no. Ense se ko fa de ye yi ato atwene no.
Ye ato atwene no.
E wo se fa de aka no.
Lawyer ye yi enson no efiri mu a aka aduasanum 35.
Aha, nti asem bia bebisa bia no. E wo se fa we efise asem ye yi ato atwene. Ndi se wo bisa ho asem antimi nkofa masa de ode be hye mu na ye yi ato atwene no. Me san akotwe ho asem ba bi se no enka na court na nim biem.
Ey, ene e be ye din o.
Enye de no na ye no.
Tike wo se watwro ayiwe paragraph. Nti efri baabi e na aba be ka baabi efri baabi na aba be ka baabi e na akwakosi sa nti say ye be hwe se de be si akọ
na wo be hwe se nyo na wo ye cross examination
David
me kura mesmeti wa akwaso adwene wo ti mi so enu bia na e umiti mo say we ya yi bi efri mo se na ase joso na hwe ya na wo bi baabi na wo kọ he na nso eye no ano no adanse na da ho no court na yi sa nti no me ne sa
eti say de aka no eno na wonum ebegina so ama ode edi na danse sa
in fact eno kura mpo eno na be na danse o court
ho
na afi so na eno so na yi bi bisa ho nsem
okay
eti na sa no so nkyere sa wo bisa asem a wontumi misa asem foforo bi a eho hia eno ni we sei mu any evidence because a back cross examination there nyema no yetimi ko fa na anu asem bi kura but say there ye ba be wie nkomo ya mo ko fa na anu asem bi a ko si o press conference ase nti o master kwan say e be ya ye mebo video bi o court ho no so una hand the cross examination no dey nemum no misa no say e Canada nse ho
okay
nti in fact the ye ato atwe no misa ho asem bi say e fa asem ho
okay
okay nti no say hwe ya yiwie ye no na electoral commission lawyer ono ebe ye ne cross examination ti obisa no nsem bebre nsem no edoso ye ka se ye ko maako a
ebre no besa
na nso so ye nyina ye te owie ye no na owura akotwa mpa nso so to aso na all to aso no na obepem bia akoduru video die na yes court yes sa de a ye mfa nwa ho na nyame ya adoma adwada na court asen atranse bi na ya to aso nti say no say back court e be ye continuation of cross examination by counsel for second respondent Akosua kama mintie
there be cross examination for the second respondent
na wo dansini na wo ti adaka mu na yowura spirit katia no na ya seal ya to anum ti ya say we seal your mouth nti afi ya kana no atum
okay
and that's all kasa bia fasa on kasa bia oni adanse no bia o be shiri trimu sa akopun so obesan ba
bio
nti say ya seal in the mouth ya me ya adum no e ba ya to nanum
eti ebe bia age se
juada ba ya bi na no I was asking you ni mu bi okona na yiri no ansu mani bia ni obetimi aka na bi yensi na no wo
dike ati ase ho yo champion ye beda ase ye do besi ha ye nim se ebra esim no ye besan atoa so ama sansem we nyina atimi akoso lawyer atwerebo a kodua champion tk ne efre no e wa ha sa champion no de yentimi nyemfiri ni se bono ne no etwetwe enkomo efa ensem a ekoso e wo court ene no
many for your some we aton kraba ya mahefo nyina akwaba yetoa ensam ne so ana yekomra hyebedwafie na amane boba ko aba ane se onumunyamfo mama ayarega emra hyebedwani de ma de hye wo boko central wo so regional simpie so mra hyebedwa mo de asem bi eto empanyfo anim se wo sere private universities no be ya aban enso wo masene kakra se won pesika kakra mo no mfa nhwe mata so na ahokyere aba covid ko wi achi no anyade a emra hyebedwam for ejetum
Boko Central Mashibedwani onumunya for mama yarega editu Mashibedwafo no animu se ensuo tonso fomodin enam coronavirus nintinu enema mu ayeden pantin kebeya aban enhwe na Saepong mu adesua for school fees no mutua no wontwensensen enkopom emrebe mu sanema mu abafom kakra.
We are appropriate today to start by moving the motion as presently captured, because what we are going to debate today is materially different from what was moved the first time. So if you will indulge me, Mr. Speaker, I will move this motion again, and then we can continue the debate, carrying forward the arguments that were made that day, Mr. Speaker.
Ebra Mashibedwa no ebobo ensam ne ho no na ofuase ayerebi Mashibedwani onumunyafo kwadwo oponkroma ekire se de bi asemo a onumunyafo mama yarega eka no emu enhyeda na ho papa eno entini agituma enye.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, my argument of specificity applies to this support. What sort of support are we talking about? But even more specifically, now on the matter of discrimination. Why is it that when it comes to public universities, assuming we know what fees we are talking about, why are we not saying that those same fees be paid for those in the private universities? And then for them, we are saying that we should extend support to the institution. And the mover of the motion argues that it is his hope that when that support is extended, they will reduce fees. Mr. Speaker, we cannot work with such a hope. Respectfully, we cannot work with such a hope. It amounts to discrimination if you say you will pay some fees or all fees or specific fees for those in the public universities, and then when it comes to those in the private universities, you don't do same, and you say it should be a matter of support to those institutions. So, Mr. Speaker, that in my humble view will even fly in the face of Article 17 of our Constitution.
Na onumunyafo horo na Idrisu dem kumaba no dani ekasa chess wono de wono onumunyafo mama yarega eya adwene kebeya banhwe na ka school fees no onye bibi anase wontwe ensensen.
Mr. Speaker, that shouldn't be given the nature of this house. So the Honorable Ayarga is saying that Parliament resolves the decision is for the President to take those steps appropriate. That is all we are seeking to do. But fact remains that, Mr. Speaker, many parents are not able to pay. Many parents have had to borrow to pay. Many students are still not able to report to school, and that COVID have affected packets, nothing more.
Onmunyafo seche me sabunsu edom dodo ba no dani enso ekasa che na adwene sei.
He wants this house to join ranks with him on to alleviate the hardship on parents and indeed on the private institutions. Again, we are left in a quandary. So, Mr. Speaker, that unclarity which we said had afflicted the first motion still follows the second motion. And for that reason, I'll suggest strongly to him that, again, this motion is incompetent and cannot be supported.
Omunyada echiro madwin ewiye no achiamehini ejina mrane hyehyeye so ebo onumunyafo mama yarega ensem no etugui.
Yada so ewo emrahye bedwam ho appointment committee ayeyi wo mo a mo ba behwe na asoafo a yabo wonum din se wo mo enkofa dibre a mampanyin ni mfie na ye di nanim wo ba bedi anaso one wo mo eba bebo eho ebra no wo mo ebe fiti ase atenase wukwada ebe ni na wotwe ye February bosome ne da etoso edu na nipa a wode no ebedi kan eye osoafo a yabo ne din se omra meye osoafo hwe apomuden ho nsem so woni onyamfo kwaku agiman menu wono enedi kan eno achi no osoafo hwe sikasem so woni onyamfo kenoforiata de obeto so miensa eye onyamfo kendepa womo ena womo bedi kan aba wei ene onyamfo Haruna Idrisu wono ena de sansemi tudwa e wo mrahye bedwam.
Now, Speaker, the chairman of the Appointments Committee, First Deputy Speaker, is not here. So, on his behalf and on our collective behalf, the Appointments Committee have met, and we are requesting for public memoranda in respect of all the present appointees to the various ministerial positions. We are expected to commence vetting or scrutiny of the present ministers on the 10th of February. Priority will be given, I have not had time to brief the majority leader, priority will be given to some ministers, particularly health, because of the COVID situation in the country. And probably he would be the first minister to be considered by our committee, followed by those other ministers of national security and finance. Now, Speaker, our clerk is working to get the publications to all the media houses. And then, Mr. Speaker, on my own, the COVID situation in the country is worrying and gives some room for concern. We reported cases of about 62,751, active cases 3,813, with some 377 deaths. Even though we do not have the Minister for Health, the President had appointed somebody responsible for matters relating to COVID. I didn't have the opportunity to be at Business Committee. We may have to ask for an urgent briefing from them on what we are doing if we have to isolate, if we have to take the critical decisions that prevents an upset. And I thought that I should bring this matter to the fore.
Yadi ani chiremu ewo la dade kotopon abato ompeso so NPP amanyoko ma ewo ho na sese wo mbosu dwechi wo so omsre party mpanyufo wonom kane mrahebedwani owura Vincent odotai so a wo mo empamo no na papa no subamo ni oda na die ne propaganda hodo a wo ye no ene ma party no edi encho.
NPP amayoko no adehye wola de kotopon mansinim ewo enkran eno ma friends entrofo nhyiemu akire senkebe ya regional and national executive enhwe emma kane omomra hyebedwani owura Vincent odotai yempamu no emfamfri amayoko nim omo echiremu se ne kokoasa ne nime bi oyeye na ankoye amfama amayoko ni tinenam so ma mfimpim bienu ne aduonu abaye to ye no omo di ntwo ewo mpesua no so.
Obama did not make any financial contribution towards the 2020 Dade Kotopon NPP campaign, except the donation of 50 pieces of 2/3 feet banners in August 2020. The former MP also failed to join the house-to-house campaign in the Dade Kotopon constituency, despite several attempts to get him on board. Honorable Vincent Soa Odotai was also on record to have openly condemned our house-to-house campaign strategy. That is, we shouldn't deceive ourselves into thinking that it's only the house-to-house and the mini rallies that will win the elections for us. We wish to call on the regional party to call Obama to order.
Obama ni what's our party? E can like politics. Ni Vincent Sowa Odotai, former MP. Ikele ekpe ni what UN wo get the party ekpene. Election what evidence je koji eha mashika vote against party. Ehamashka vote against His Excellency the President, the Money Minister. Mituani Eleno Kwakeshi, MPP party, it is democratic. So if you are not able to win the promise, that's not the end of your life. Toshi Tema, she was not able to win the promise, but she supported Carlos Ainkra. So it is a democratic party. Just after the promise, it asked some people to make sure they will bring Girard down. In fact, we would have won the elections if Obama had supported us. He was using the common fund against the same party.
When you do tafraje, etashi ekonomi wa wole wota se no aga wokele ya MP. She bene ba te promise. Ngo domo na na win, ngo fe wonyese. Ne ka win si take ba. Kaji mene ni the same no na fe. Ni okate no awude na fe ko no ni ya share no twake. As
a coordinator, chairman of the coordinator union, and you can say yetina ho
ye pasumdue se opese ye ntrase wasumdue mu a ye ne be trase wasumdue mu se ompeso na se ya no be ye dia ye ntumi ni ensom osoro no ma no nyeye.
I want Obama to know that his term has come to end. So he should not destroy the party of MPP in Latade Kotopo. If he want to join the train, we are ready. He can be the mate to sell the ticket. But he should not destroy the ticket of the people who want to join Latade Kotopo's train.
UTV Yakoyanim any Onmunya for Vincent Odote Suwa Edi Enkomo and Oche Sessa Asamu no Abapen. Amaneya no Atrokra Tampo Edi Akakuma Pinifo Moka Huasem.
Etwa se bono so na ye ko asantemantem na asantemantem fo e no mo kire se o mani age papa se na na do appointment o de bae no wo de adehye o mo firi asantemantem dodo no a e no de e ba be hwe ebu ama we nyina e kire se e be boa ma asantemantem nyoma asesa e wo
na watwe mu ena Ghana mampanyine na nado danko Akosua ado edi na soafo ene wo mo a one wo mo ebeye adwuma emfie nan a edi yanimu yi potokasam ne second term of office edi tu edwa na edi ne EBPA no mantama hodo pi eka wo mo chefa ewum na no ena asante mantama dodo na echeso moni agiye pa wo hwe appointment bi te se chief of staff onmonyamfo Akosua frima opare a wono ena wo saye chief of staff ade ama Ghana mampanyi omoni agiye pa efise wo ye wo bi a mbo edema asante mantema pa wo de no to nchen a education minister Dr. Yaw Edutwum Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempa ono so eye energy minister afi onmunyamfo ekanda pa ono so national security minister afi onmunyamfo asenso boache ono so works and housing minister ene wo mo ka ho no ade a Ghana mampanyini wo mani age sa appointment e baaye Kumasi Traders Association wo mo ton eniema e wo central market afi edum wo mo aka bom ena wo mo abeye dwumadie soronko e wo Kumasi Kejetia wo mo kire se o mampanyina appointment a wo ye no o monia age ho
ya ma mi fremo opale ya ni aye wo asantemam ha ye hu na dwuma wo ye eti ne be sre na na do se ye sre na na emfa nsa emla ye be sre na so na hu ye mobo o de ma mi fremo opale aba eti asida kese ene de ma na do ni e bompa yesu sre otumfo nyankopon se nyame omo na do na ni dwumadi a wo di bia nyame nyina na chi na nya kase nsini fie nan na ebetwa mu no
ba mi fremo opale ye de asem to o mampani anim wa yi atom we che se o mampani oda asantuman enti yesu su ye do no pa asantuman maka asem central market eni Kejetia eti maka asem a kire no a waji atom no enti etanachi nyame hia no onkoso pa ne onkoranim se de nyankopon ahyama na
Akosua do hu na de wo tesoro ha kura wanim de ekosoro because ye panyin wo ye policy sache enti wanim nipa wo no betima ye adwuma enti de wanyi wo mu nyina no obi afata no mu so bai enya te se ye ma me chief of staff ena yi aye mo mu njojo nkrofo o mu no mu secretary enu o mu special aid enu o mu nkasa ana oba ne pampa ne jojo wo no pese besi biom ye me gina ho emi ko school enti je appointment de meka na meye no esa meka kire wo mu de ba bu aban ne nim no lala wallahi bamso
executive say wo edwa kese nim hina ye de ade say de beto ye president anim frema opare chief of staff de adwuma wa ye no eso ani into on retaining no and am say ye president ye kasa otie enti otie ye say watie ye dia ye sra adwuma no ne kwan so ano no omo adwuma no from all Paris be adwuma directors and MCs ebe hina no o make sure say obi abe na adwuma yi na ye 4 years a edi yanimi next election yamre
si ejina ha enye ho ne taya na dede bi ne ebe ye eya aseda enye de ma ye president na Akosua na me de aseda me de na Akosua no me se me be da form na ma muni na ma da ase ama na Akosua ahu se ade na wo ye no aso asantemani.
Ye to aso na ye ko edwadie ensemu na sesi ye de wutiri ye na abrantie bi edi enkunim 20,000 Ghana cedis friend Joseph Oduro ena wanya sa sika puduo yi ni nyina ye utiriye ena wakwa akotwa e wo ne phone so a enam so amana di enkunim ye nhwe mu nkyiremu Owura Joseph Oduro a ono wakote Kumasi ena adi nkunim e wo tuye lotus for de toso aduosia ba ko amemeda no omobobo yenimu na wodi 20,000 Ghana cedis na ni age ena oni UTV adi enkomo no osisika no wodi bi ekwa akoto na adwuma bi so na wodi bi nso ahye adwuma bi a woyemu na aboa ama ne niema Akosua wa hye Ghana fo nyina denkura ne se yenkoso ntwa lotu ne sanse eye
me hu advert no e wo me phone so last week several times na me delete bi kra e me hwese de siba na mso no men try ana me bo star 787 hash am chia 15 cedis te me hwe na menya 20,000 just say idea e manage se menya 20,000 na betumi aboa me kwanso bebre so na me ka chen say a game bia obia wo chance obetumi enya anya say ye wo specific people bia obia wo chance obetumi nya enti try bi hwe e bia na okura na obenya the next jackpot na eba no ti amanfo nkoso so mechwe
na opanyina won na head of customer experience adi ema utuye lotteries Owura Richard Akotobamfo enso ni UTV edi nkomo kire mu se de enim na watwe we se de esopa
still mu si reward will be 920,500 Ghana cedis jackpot afi jackpot value ni 1,424,000 Ghana cedis minya ebetima ya wode de wo hia obedi ska we yan so be fa phone na wa dial star 787 hash now so abobi tickets 5 Ghana cedis pay star 787 hash pay ena ye game e Ghana udia unsaka osika amunum honoma minya o trending fa phone dial star 787 hash now so bobi sisia ebetima se sound shebre unso mra wabrabo be se sansuni